taking on our most intimidating challenge yet.
There is no greater challenge in Disney World than doing the parks with babies and young kids in tow.
So this is Mortimer.
Hey, Mortimer. We've created a challenge today where we'll have to face the obstacles and difficulties of Magic Kingdom with little ones. Along the way, we're going to share tips and tricks for handling messy situations with kids so that you know exactly what to expect and what to do when things go wrong. Mortimer, who is a 1976 Mickey Mouse plush, will be playing our child of varying ages today, from baby to toddler to younger kid.
I'm not gonna call him dad.
We will be receiving texts from a producer who's following along with our journey today, telling us things that Mortimer is doing that we'll have to work with.
Yep, we're gonna experience what it's like a little bit to have a child in Magic Kingdom, and I'm scared of it.
Now, Emma and I are not parents, but our team has a ton of parents and we're constantly learning from them and our audience what makes and breaks a Disney trip with kids. On top of that, Disney has a lot of changing rules. The Genie Plus system has been updated, restaurants have opened and closed, the restaurant cancellation rules have changed, and that can all be really overwhelming, and all of that can have a really big effect if you're traveling with kids. We are total experts on changes in Disney World, and we know a whole lot about traveling with kids just from being the planners and from interacting with the parents on our team and in our audience. So our job today is to navigate all of those changes so the next time you travel with your kids, you'll know what to be prepared for and what can catch you off guard. Also, we are making this video for our very own new parent, Sage, who has welcomed a daughter. So congratulations to Sage, and hopefully these videos are helpful when she comes to Disney World. Our first challenge started before we even got to the park this morning. Back in time.
It's time to pack for baby's first day at Magic Kingdom.
Baby's first day.
Mortimer's first time at Disney World.
It's gonna be huge.
Yep. One thing we're gonna need for him:
Supplies. A dress.
So we're thinking about getting our child Mortimer a little outfit because everything that we buy today we are going to be donating to our very own new parent, Sage.
We say donating, but like we
Give.
also just want to give it.
Yeah, we're giving it to
We're
him.
excited to buy for
It's a
baby.
gift.
I want her
Yeah.
to wear this, so also Mortimer has to wear this.
Yeah, Mortimer's gonna have to wear that so that sweet Sage's daughter can wear it. I know her name, I just don't know if he wants me to say it. We also could rent a stroller in Disney World, but to make sure that we're not taking a stroller from a guest that could use one,
An actual guest.
an actual guest with an actual child who actually needs to sit in a stroller, we're gonna buy our own here.
This one's pretty cool. It's a dragon one.
Yeah, that's definitely coming home
And
with
I think
us.
it screams Magic Kingdom.
You're
really good at
You're
this.
embarrassing me. For his eyes.
For his eyes.
It's very bright out there in the Disney sun. Emma's now looking at men's shorts.
Well, they're cool. I just didn't know if there was like a smaller size for me. See?
This is actually, you know what, Emma, thanks for highlighting this great tip.
Thank you.
Is that before you head to Disney World, stop by Walmart, Target, either in your hometown or when you get to Orlando, and go ahead and grab yourself some Disney items. Target has a lot because they tend to do merch partnerships with Disney, but so does Walmart. Much cheaper than you'll find in the parks. And I've actually a Dungeons and Dragons shirt.
See, there's lots here. And your kids are going to want to buy a lot of stuff. So save yourself some cash.
Save yourself some cash. This is a great stop if you're headed to Disney World with a baby. Moms and dads, you know this, like this kind of stuff. You don't think you know you need all this stuff until you need it, but you've got like a cup holder for a stroller hook.
This is stuff that will help maximize the use of your stroller and your child's comfort. Also, they have these weather shields, and this might seem silly, but when it's pouring rain, I see so many parents shove not only their children, but their bags, their food, their leftovers, everything under this, and I'm jealous every single time.
As we get soaked. So
Weather shields.
yeah, another great thing, Disney is hot, probably hotter than most places you take your kiddo. Stroller fan is going to be a lifesaver for them and for their mood, which means it's a lifesaver for your mood. Another very important thing to stock up on before Disney is snacks, especially
I do this as an adult.
Yeah.
I'm so serious.
especially snacks that you know your kid will like, because even though Disney has chicken tenders and has mac and cheese, sometimes kids are picky. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these Mickey goldfish so that we're thematic. And you can actually get Mickey goldfish in Disney World, or Mickey cheese snacks, but they're expensive. And these are $2.60. I'll pack the bag and you get Mortimer situated to go, okay? Well, we have to get out the door. Oh my God. Mortimer's asleep. So the amount you need to bring for your kid will probably vary. I have traveled with parents who brought literally just like a backpack, a diaper bag, and the like baby Bjorn. Is that what it's called? And I also traveled with people who need like a stroller laden with everything possible. Either method is totally fine. We're going to talk a lot more about specific tips. We've got some stuff for Mortimer today that I'm going to just toss in a backpack. We would have gotten a diaper bag, but we decided that we don't actually need that because Mortimer doesn't use the bathroom.
We're going to the doctor.
But once Mortimer wakes up, we can get him dressed. Good news, Mortimer's awake.
She's dressed. Don't you love it?
Winnie the Pooh, big Winnie the Pooh fan over here. Even though Mortimer slept a little when we didn't want him to, and we're moving out a little late, we get to go.
I'll put him in the stroller.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the stroller. No, don't leave Mortimer. Just leave.
Do you just like slide this on anywhere?
All right, Mortimer. Emma. What? He's missing a shoe.
A shoe? Oh my gosh,
Mortimer, we're just trying to get out the door.
Did you drop the
He's
shoe?
kicking your shoes off. Yeah, I'll find a shoe. Hope you got a car seat. Not advisable for real parents
This is
of real babies.
good for he's safe.
Yeah, for sure. Mortimer's first trip to Disney World.
Here we go, Morty.
Yay, Morty!
It's for you.
So just a little update. We're in the car at the Transportation and Ticket Center coming to terms with the fact that we need to get a stroller with a Mickey plush in it dressed as a baby out of the car and into public.
I'm actually so embarrassed.
We found the embarrassment threshold as
There's a lot of things we do.
Yeah.
That like when we first started doing this, like, you know, you overcome certain embarrassing things.
Yeah, it's weird
and
to
then
film yourself in public and like, you know,
make a spectacle sometimes, be silly.
Yeah.
Like it's funny sometimes, especially when you're alone. But like eventually we get comfortable with like different things. I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this. And we are doing this like this is actually an idea that was had by you guys, our audience. We get requests a lot to do a parenting video, and that's obviously tricky because we don't have access to children, and also we don't want to put children on like out into a really big YouTube audience necessarily. So we've been struggling with how to do this and how to discuss this topic, and I do think this is the best way to do it. But boy, are we embarrassed right now.
I'm so embarrassed. If you find me making jokes throughout the day, it's not because I don't think this is important. This is actually really important for almost every single family that comes here. I'm just deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't know how else to handle it.
Both of us we have traveled with babies, children,
I've
little
traveled
ones.
almost all of my life. I've always been with like a child or
Yep.
someone younger than me.
And we're very
So
much
it's
the planners,
helpful.
so we know how important it is to make sure that you know everything you need to know going into traveling to Disney World with little kids. And that's why we're doing this video. But boy,
The way we're doing it.
this is the embarrassment threshold. We found it. We found where this gets embarrassing. All right, go ahead and get Morty out. Hey, Mortimer.
How was the drive?
Just for the reference, Mortimer is a 1976 Mickey plush.
That's true.
He's truly vintage.
Editor, cut this out if you feel the need to, but this thing's older than my mom.
Mortimer's older than his parents.
He's significantly older than both of us and his grandmother. Okay, wait, let's be quick about this. Let's be subtle.
Wait,
okay.
hang on, my hands are full.
Okay, well, I have Morty. Yeah. If you guys haven't been here, you do actually have to fold your stroller up before you get on the tram. And for us, this was a very nerve-wracking experience, making sure we could do it correctly. So we practiced in the parking lot before we came up here. And I think it went well.
Children may not ride in strollers. The strollers and wheelchairs must remain emptied, folded all the way up, and secured safely within the tram in the row with you.
The tram guy just said to tell your smartest child where we're
For
parked.
your entertainment tonight, we also have our happily ever after fireworks show.
All right, we
made it through.
We made it through security. Just some things to note about taking your kids through security is that one, there is a separate strollers line. So usually one member of the party, one adult, will take the stroller through that line. Your kids can stay in the stroller if they need to. You can also walk your kid through with the adult that's going through the regular like security lines. But you
basically, it's super easy. You just pull your stroller off to the side. That was my job as the dad. I did take the stroller off to the
I
side.
carried the baby with me through security.
So I parked the stroller, and it was super easy. The guy just checked to make sure, checked out everything that was in the stroller. If I had more pockets, you would have checked out all the pockets just to make sure there wasn't anything prohibited in the stroller, just like you would with bag check. And then he just tells you to park the stroller. I walk right next to it through the thing. So if your kid is in the stroller, I saw a dad ahead of me do this. Kid was in the stroller. He was never more than 3 feet away from the kid as you walk through the security scanner, and then you get to head right through. And if there is something that goes off with your bag, as usual, you go to bag check, but
You can take the stroller with you at that point.
you can take the stroller with you at that point. So it's pretty easy. Mortimer,
He was a little nervous
he
about
was
security.
a little nervous
but
about security,
he did
but
good.
Mortimer does love a boat ride,
Yeah.
just like his dad. So we're gonna take him on a boat ride now, I think.
Mortimer, look, it's the castle.
It's the castle, your
The castle. First view of the castle, Mortimer. Popping a wheelie? He loves that.
He's jumping
It's
up and
something for
down.
joy.
So excited.
We got our first challenge text at home.
Yes.
And it was that Mortimer had trouble getting out of the door and we're arriving later than we wanted to. So now that we're here, it's definitely late morning.
Definitely late.
We
No
were hoping to
chance
get
of
here
road
earlier,
dropping.
no
Yeah.
chance of road shopping. Luckily, we didn't have a reservation for breakfast. But if you are going to miss a reservation, keep in mind that reservation cancellations do have a fee if you do it fewer than 2 hours in advance. So if 2 hours in advance it looks like you aren't going to quite make it, go ahead and cancel that reservation.
I always give myself about 15 to 20 minutes of buffer of I'd like to leave at this time, but if I get out by this time, I'll still make it.
Yeah.
And I know that that's annoying. You are a parent, you can't control your kid, but sometimes that's helpful for me.
Yep, so perhaps our biggest tip that we're just going to start the day off right with is that you need to be patient and flexible when going to Disney World with kids. If you're used to going to Disney World without kids, it is not going to be the same kind of trip. Kids have a lot more needs, a lot different needs than adults do, and traveling with kids, especially babies, can mean a lot of pausing, a lot of stopping, a lot of changes of plans. So being flexible and being patient with what your kiddo needs will mean that everybody has a better time, including your kid, and they'll make better memories. And I will say, speaking from experience, a slow park day with the kids can be an actual gift.
Absolutely.
While running around with Emma is great, I last time I came with my friend's baby, we spent the whole day just sort of waiting for her to wake up from a nap, but then she would be super cute. So it was amazing.
It also means you get to value a lot of things that Magic Kingdom has that maybe you don't normally do.
Yep.
You might always skip the Liberty Bell, but today they're asleep, so let's go on a slow ride around on the Liberty Bell. There's just things like that, it's nice.
Yep.
Find the silver lining.
Agreed. And we might be arriving later, but there's fewer lines here at the front gate. And we're still in for a very, very good day, I think, as long as Mortimer doesn't throw us for too many loops. Mortimer?
Well, he can't help it. He's a baby.
Oh my goodness. You're always like this.
He's our son. Don't do this here.
We do want to share a tip that a lot of members of our team, parents on our team, and parents in our audience have shared with us before, which is the first thing to do with a kid, especially a kid who can wander on their own, is to introduce them to a cast member. Disney World is a big place, there's a lot of people here, and it does feel relatively safe. So even if you don't think that your kiddo will wander off, it's always a possibility. A great way to make sure that your kid is safe if that happens is to go ahead and introduce them to a cast member. Show them what a cast member's name tag looks like, and make sure your kid knows your phone number. They even do sell temporary tattoos where you can get them customized with your phone number and get a temporary tattoo on your kid's arm for the entire trip. And that way, if they get lost, the cast members know who to call. If a cast member ever can't immediately find you when your kid has wandered off, most likely your kid will get taken either to City Hall Guest Services or the Baby Care Center, most likely the Baby Care Center. So if you are missing a kiddo, go ahead and let the nearest cast member know. But those are the places that you're going to want to check. Cast members are very well trained in what to do if a kiddo wanders off. So if that happens, try not to panic. I know it can be very scary. I know that I wandered off from my mom before, and she was very mad at me because she was so scared. So I understand. I know it's super stressful, but cast members are trained, so go ahead and talk to them.
Yeah. This is one of Disney's highest priorities is your safety and your kids' safety. So don't stress out as much as you can help it. They are absolutely trained to help you, and they have steps in place to make sure your children are found as quickly as possible. So they will help you with all of that. Okay, well, we got our first text now that we're here in the park, and unfortunately we just found out that strollers are sold out and we have to wait so many minutes until one becomes available. However, we don't have to wait because we prepared for this. We brought our own, but let's go talk about strollers availability and where to find them if you need them. Right here underneath the train station is where you're actually gonna find the stroller rentals, and this doesn't happen super often, but we do recommend arriving early to make sure you have access to a stroller or even an ECV if you need one. Strollers are typically really, really important for the parents because you can walk miles when you are at the parks, and those little legs and parent arms are gonna get pretty tired. Other options, you can bring your own stroller. It cannot be larger than 31 inches wide and 52 inches in length, but Disney does have a company that they work with if you want to preserve those rentals. However, we really recommend working with Buena Vista scooters or even Magic strollers. Both of those have strollers that you can rent and make sure that you have before your trip even begins, and you can even buy an umbrella stroller at most stroller rental locations in the parks. They always have cheap Mickey umbrella strollers if you need them. A lot of parents will buy those cheap strollers here at Disney to own, and then they'll actually pass them off to another family when they're leaving after their trip. Now, if you are renting through Disney World, a single stroller is going to cost you about $15 a day or $13 a day if you are using multiple days, and then a double stroller is going to cost you about $31 a day, or it's going to cost you $27 if you're here for multiple days and you rent for multiple days. I will also say these particular strollers that you rent from Disney cannot be removed from the park, so you cannot take them back to your resorts if you need them later.
We're not the only parents taking our kids in the Magic Kingdom today. Morty, did you see the ducklings?
Also, I got him a first visit button
Because it's his first visit!
So, I'm gonna
And put on Morty. He loves ducklings.
He's a huge fan.
Donald's his favorite.
That's so true, but he has a soft spot for Daisy.
All right. We are going to take a family photo because it is Morty's first visit. So family photo time.
Photo. I hope he smiles.
I hope he smiles. You never know if he's gonna smile. Morty's a little hungry, so we thought he could try something new.
Yeah, we'll talk about our pictures in a minute.
Yep.
It was what we hoped.
We need to calm down because Mortimer,
He's hungry.
he's hungry.
We'll get into it, but we're solving the problem.
Yep. So Mortimer's hungry. We're gonna get him something new. We're gonna get him corn dog nuggets.
First time here, it's a staple. I think he's really gonna like them.
Yep. So that's where we're headed.
We do have to park the stroller though. We cannot take this because Casey's is pretty small, and there's a lot of places in Magic Kingdom like that. So we're gonna park the stroller first.
All right. I did get a table. It is a standing table, so Morty is gonna sit on the table. Now, if you're traveling with real kiddos, a standing table might not cut it for you. So our best recommendation is to eat at off-peak meal times. Have plenty of snacks so that when your kiddo gets hungry, you can avoid the hanger. You can also keep the kiddo in their stroller if there's only a standing table and that kind of thing, so they can stay seated. Of course, Mortimer is a stuffed Mickey, so he's okay on the table. We've been taking a lot of pictures of Mortimer because it's his first trip. It's very important to document. One thing about Mortimer, we just got a text. He never smiles in photos. So all of our photos with Mortimer,
Family photos ruined.
family photos ruined because Mortimer will not smile. Cast members are amazing about this. They will try to get your baby to look at the camera. They'll try to get your baby to smile. But of course, sometimes it's just not in the cards. In my opinion, better pictures with sad baby face than pictures without baby. So, you know, take it in stride. But Mortimer, if you could just be a little more chipper in pictures, please, that would be good.
He doesn't even have the gall to say he's sorry.
He doesn't speak yet.
I'm appalled. Okay, so maybe he didn't smile in pictures, but that's okay. He's probably just a little hungry, right? So we got him some corn dog nuggets. I'm gonna give him the cheese.
Oh no, Emma. Mortimer hates corn dog nuggets.
You're lying.
I just got the text.
He can't be ours.
He can't be. Whose baby is
Well,
this?
what do we do if he doesn't like corn dog nuggets?
You know what I know Mortimer likes?
What?
Cheerios.
Oh, genius.
I know. So one big tip is that if there's something you know your kid likes and you rely on, something like Cheerios, I know a lot of parents really rely on Cheerios. You're gonna want to make sure to bring that kind of stuff because you can't find Cheerios or anything like them in Disney World. You might be able to find something like Goldfish, like we talked about the Mickey Goldfish, but Cheerios, no way. Luckily, we came prepared. I also highly recommend having enough of whatever you bring so that
These are for Mortimer.
they're from Mortimer.
Yeah.
I also recommend having enough of whatever you need that it could fill a meal in case your kid is feeling particularly picky particularly hangry when you're not anywhere near a place where you can make a meal. I will say, I know some parents have a really easy time and their kids will eat anything. A lot don't. So bring what you need. If you know your kid's a Cheerios lover, bring those Cheerios because you do not want to be caught without them.
Also, if you're staying at a Disney resort, they will have things like Cheerios, chips, a lot of the basics in their stores. However, it's going to have that Disney markup price. So we don't necessarily recommend grabbing them when you're staying at a Disney resort, but if it's your last resort, you can grab them there. How's he feeling? He's still pretty hungry since he didn't eat.
He had Cheerios.
He did have some Cheerios, that's true.
Yeah.
He just didn't eat the meal we bought him. So,
but don't worry, we did.
yeah, we enjoyed it.
We ate the meal that we bought him. It's now raining and we didn't cover the stroller up.
Oh, no.
I don't think this is an advisable way to baby.
I've never babied before. I'm sorry.
I just got another text. Mortimer wants mac and cheese.
Mortimer.
We just bought you corn dog nuggets, Mortimer.
Okay. The baby's hungry, we feed the baby.
We feed the baby when the baby wants mac and cheese. We want the baby to have a good trip. So we'll go find some mac and cheese. But we had to get our stroller first. Now, it did rain and we did not cover our stroller. This is
Pretty wet.
a big thing, is always bring something to cover your stroller, whether it's a spare poncho or an actual stroller cover, because your kiddo will not want to sit in a soaking wet stroller. So you might be stuck carrying your kid while your stroller dries.
Pushing this.
It's the worst of both worlds.
Yep.
So we did make an error there, and now we have to wait for the stroller to dry before Mortimer can sit in it.
Really didn't do much.
I mean, it protected the seat a bit. It needs the base of the seat is definitely dry. This needs to dry before we can put Mortimer back in it.
Okay.
So we have to go get mac and cheese because he's throwing a tantrum, according to my text. So we're gonna head in. Do you think Pecos Bill?
Pecos, or even Cosmic Rays has pretty good kids mac and cheese.
We could do a Cosmic Rays. I feel like he'll like that mac and cheese.
He will love Sunny Eclipse too.
Oh, he'll love Sunny
Let's do
Eclipse,
Cosmic, yeah.
Rays.
Now I will say, as we're on to get Mortimer's second lunch, we've not been on a single ride yet today because he doesn't want to go on one. So
We have to get on them. It's part of the challenge.
eventually we will, but right now he's just not feeling it. So
Patience and flexibility.
Patience and flexibility. It's not about us today.
It's about Morty.
It's about our boy. Okay, we got the baby. We made it over here. So we're gonna go hunt for some seats so he can watch Sunny, and I'm gonna mobile order us, I guess, some mac and cheese for the baby.
He has to have mac and
Because he has to have his mac and cheese.
Unfortunately, Mortimer did want to eat at a pretty busy lunchtime, so there aren't any tables in the main Sunny Eclipse dining room. But while we wait for our mac and cheese to be ready, Morty and I are going to check out Sunny Eclipse.
Thank you. You're too kind. Kidding about the raise, man. Actually, folks, Ray pays me weekly.
He likes him. He likes him a lot.
Okay, so we got our Cosmic Rays kids mac and cheese. Mortimer, sit up, please. Just once. Please listen. I'm sorry, he's behaving this way. So we got him his mac and cheese. It's just because he's hungry. It comes with 2 cuties, a thing of apples, and a water. He only wants the macaroni and cheese. So I guess Dad and I are going to be saving these for a snack later. But
Yeah, we are.
lunchtime.
Emma,
Yeah.
we just got a text.
What? Are you kidding?
Not this kind of mac and cheese. He wants Kraft, like we make him at home.
I don't know what to do now.
He's making a scene. You're gonna have to take him outside. You're gonna have to take him outside and get him to calm down. I'll figure out something for him to eat. I don't know.
Okay, we're back from outside. We got him his snack.
Cheerios works every time.
Cheerios is better. It works every time. Is that the solution for our craft?
Sometimes what you need is something tried and true, like Cheerios. Marty loves Cheerios. He'll eat Cheerios every time. So thank goodness we have Cheerios for him to eat to stop the tantrum. Just in general, maybe one of our biggest tips, of course, your patience and your flexibility. Also, have those tried and trues. Have those Cheerios. Make sure you bring that one sunscreen that doesn't bother your kid's skin. Or if you know they're going to nap in the stroller, bring the blanket that they can't nap without. That kind of thing. You can't get that stuff in Disney World. So when there's a crisis, I need you guys to know that Emma is just making direct eye contact with Mortimer.
He and I have beef because he keeps crying and we're just trying our best, okay? Mortimer.
He is just a baby.
I know. I'm new at this. He's my first.
You got his Cheerios.
He's calm now. I'm sorry, Mortimer. And you know what? Parents get tired too.
That's true. Parents do get tired too. And probably when Mortimer's hangry, so will you be. And that will make everything harder. Also, most quick service restaurants, full quick service restaurants will have a kids menu of familiar kids' favorites. A lot of them have mac and cheese. I think Cosmic Rays has probably the best like classic kids mac and cheese that your kids most likely to like, but Disney chicken tenders, french fries, you can find them pretty much anywhere as long as there's like a full quick service menu. So make sure to check those kids menus. There's also Disney check meals, which are a little bit healthier options that are still like kid palate friendly. So you can check those out as well. When your kiddo starts to get hangry, like Mortimer did. Now he's tired. Mortimer is finally fed.
Yes.
Mom got mac and cheese on her phone.
Kid thing. He wanted to play games.
He wanted to play games. Yeah, you know, kids. So now we are finally going to try to knock out the attractions portion of our challenge today. We have to get on 3 rides, and hopefully we won't get any text that Mortimer is...
No way. That's
We're definitely getting text, but hopefully we can make it through 3 attractions. All right, at this time, let's imagine that Mortimer's a baby, but we have an older kiddo with us too for this next thing. We've just gotten a text that our older kid wants to ride Tomorrowland Speedway. Mortimer does not meet the height requirement for that. He's very short. I don't know if you've seen.
He's pretty small.
He's pretty small. So Mortimer won't be able to ride that until one day when he's taller. But what do? Older kid wants to ride and drive a little car. What do?
We rider swap.
We rider swap. This is a service that Disney offers on select attractions, typically the ones that do have a height requirement like Tomorrowland Speedway. With Rider Switch, one adult can wait with the non-rider or riders while the rest of the party enjoys the attraction. When the other adult returns, they can supervise the non-riding guests, and the waiting adult can board the attraction without having to wait in the regular line again. The really cool thing about this too is that you don't have to have kids that don't meet the height requirement. It's anybody. If you have a grandma who really can't handle the sound of Tomorrowland Speedway, somebody can wait with grandma. It doesn't have to be kids, it can be adults. Anybody can like be the non-rider in a rider switch situation. And also good to know is that in our scenario, our older kid could ride both times. Our older kid could ride with dad, me for the first, and then when we come back, I could wait with Mortimer and Emma could ride with the older kid.
Okay.
I'm first. We're not actually using rider switch because Mortimer's not a real child.
Yeah, we can't do that.
But we are going to simulate it. So
Yeah.
bye.
Bye. Bye. I'll see you later. There she goes. So she literally just walked away. And our producer literally already texted me and said Mortimer has to fall asleep on me while she's on the ride. And I don't even know how to handle that. So I guess he's gonna fall asleep and she and I are gonna figure it out when we're together.
All right, I'm back. Now we switch.
He fell asleep on me.
He fell asleep on you?
I got a text that he fell asleep on me.
Oh no.
What do we do? Do I just skip it?
We wait. Last time I came to a theme park with a baby, it was Universal with my best friend, her husband, and their daughter. And this was maybe the biggest thing we had to deal with, besides finding a place to breastfeed, which is an incredible challenge, but that's a great option for the baby. That's what the baby care center can be very helpful with. But this was the biggest thing. Every time we got on a ride for a rider swap, when we came back, the baby was asleep on whichever parent was holding her at the time. And we always just kind of had to hang out in the rider swap rooms until the other parent could actually swap in to ride the ride. So that's what we're doing now, is waiting for Mortimer to wake up, which I guess we'll get a text. Honestly, it's impressive that he's falling asleep here. It's so loud.
But he wouldn't eat the mac and cheese.
But he wouldn't eat the mac and cheese.
Kids. Can't live with them, can't live without them.
And this actually feeds well into another of our tips. In fact, this was the biggest tip when I asked parents on Instagram what tips they wanted us to share in this video. The biggest one we got was to let the kids nap. If the kids are sleeping, if the kids need a nap, make it happen. It will make everybody's life easier. It'll make sure that those kiddos can make it to the end of the day, to the fireworks. In fact, a lot of families even plan to go back to the hotel midday to take a nap. So you never know when your kiddos might need a nap, whether it's at the hotel or in a stroller. Even if it's been a few years since your kid has used a stroller, they might need one here. Walking around a mall or your local park is very different from walking literally like a dozen miles around Disney World, and it can be really tiring for little legs.
It's tiring for adult legs.
It's true, it is
Can
tiring
you
for adult
imagine
legs.
if you could only go the same distance, but it took you twice as long and twice as many steps? That's horrible.
Yeah, that sounds
Give 'em a
bad.
break.
Give them a break, let them nap. especially if they didn't eat their mac and cheese and have only had Cheerios.
I honestly thought we were describing Fried Bucket for a second.
Me too. We just got the text that Mortimer woke up.
He's stretching.
He's in such a better mood.
Thank goodness.
The other aspect of this text is that Mortimer is now older. He's gonna be an older young kid now, maybe like 6 years old. And it says that Mortimer wants to ride his first ever roller coaster. Mortimer! We've taken Mortimer to the Barnstormer featuring the Great Goofini. This is sort of the most kid-geared coaster in Magic Kingdom. It's a smaller coaster. I will say it is fast and it is relatively thrilling, but it's a great introductory coaster. When I was a kid, this is one of the first roller coasters I rode in Disney World, and my brother and I loved it and rode it over and over and over again. So hopefully it's a great first one for Mortimer. I forgot to lock the stroller and I'm getting yelled at.
The brakes on.
Hey, you covered it.
Well, I thought, don't want to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah. Hey, Emma.
Yeah.
I just got a text.
Don't.
Mortimer's scared and he doesn't want to ride. So with any attraction, if you or someone in your party, like your little Mortimer, doesn't want to ride, you can let a cast member know and they will let you know about a chicken exit. Some rides have designated chicken exits where it's literally like a hallway with a door that they'll lead you down that's specifically for if people don't want to ride. Some rides, they'll just let you cross right through. Here at Barnstormer, we just get to cross right through the ride vehicle and exit right on the other side. So it's pretty easy, but chicken exits are always an option to you. My actual favorite place to use chicken exits is over at Universal for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. That ride is motion sickness inducing, but the queue is so amazing, so I often go all the way to the end and then chicken exit. Okay, so now we've waited in line for a ride
And
still haven't ridden a ride. So
This is what it's like. This is what happens.
it's truly what it's like, and I mean, we did make it on Tomorrowland Speedway.
We did. That's true.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, it's pretty you never know what your little one's gonna throw at you.
Yeah.
Just like Mortimer's doing to us today. I think we're gonna head and ride maybe a more Mortimer friendly ride.
That's fair.
It's a small world. Another tip here is that if you ever get off of a ride and don't see your stroller, do not panic. It's entirely possible that a cast member just moved your stroller just to help with crowd flow. So if you don't see your stroller, ask a nearby cast member to help you look for it, or just kind of look around in the general area and it might show up. Also, your stroller might get blocked in. That happens too. Another thing, especially if you are using a Disney stroller, is that you might want to come up with something to help identify your stroller. Sure, Disney will put a sign on it with your family's name, but they all have the same sign on it, and so then you have to look through everybody's name. Another option is to go ahead and put like a ribbon on it, or a scarf tied to it, or hang something from it like a necklace or like beads or something. You can bring anything to help sort of identify your stroller so it's a lot easier to find. Some parents swear by tying a balloon to their stroller, but I will let you know that in practice, many parents agree that you will find yourself hitting not only yourself, but everyone you pass in the face with a balloon if you do this. But another good tip that Emma shared is that you can deflate the balloons you buy on Main Street. You can deflate those and take them on the plane. So if you're worried about them being a wasted souvenir, you can deflate them without popping them to take them home.
The cast members know all of the details and can show you exactly how to do it, so that way when your trip is over, you can easily deflate it, take it home, and then if they want to, you can blow it back up. All right, do you know that I just got a text message?
Seriously?
I did. Not about Small World, which we're still heading to, but I just got a text that Mortimer wants more of the Cheerios. However, somebody ate all of them at Cosmic Race.
It was Mortimer.
Who would have? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. In practice, it was perhaps his father.
I didn't think he would want more. It's all he's eaten today. So remember earlier when we talked about how you cannot find Cheerios in Magic Kingdom? You can't find Cheerios in Magic Kingdom.
And we're out.
And Mortimer wants Cheerios.
So how are you solving this one, Dad?
I don't know. I have goldfish. Maybe he'll want goldfish. I'll get the goldfish.
I'm gonna see what producer / Mortimer says about this. We have the Mickey goldfish. I'm not actually feeling hopeful. Actually, I'm so, I can't believe you did this.
I really didn't think they were gonna give us the Cheerios one twice.
Okay. Come on, Dad.
Does Mortimer want these goldfish?
Let me ask. Quincy,
What?
he's throwing a tantrum.
No,
he
he's
does
not.
not want. He doesn't want the goldfish.
How bad of a tantrum? Is he causing a scene?
He's causing a scene. Like people are looking because he's screaming and kicking his feet.
About this.
Well, what do you?
I don't know. We have to. You're gonna have to take him to calm down, or I'll take him to calm down.
You have to take. I took him at Cosmic
I'll
Rays.
take him to calm down.
Don't throw them away.
Oh, there
Just
you
hand me those. Take care of the baby.
We have decided that we're gonna go and see if we can't find something for Mortimer. We're taking him over to the baby care center because not only does the baby care center have an on-site shop, we also can kind of have him get him calmed down with a little less judgment.
Yeah.
Over by the baby care center.
It's nice and private and quiet.
Yeah, and it's, there's a lot of anxiety as a parent when your kid tantrums, so we're gonna find a nice way out of the way, and that's what the baby care center is for. You can even head into the baby care center. They have a lot of amenities, which we'll talk about in just a second. But I think we're gonna split up so that Mom can go see if she can find a good snack.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can't get Mortimer to calm down a bit, so we can go right into Small World. If you're looking for the baby care center in Magic Kingdom, you will find it right next to First Aid down this little hall. You'll find the baby care center, great place to go if you have any needs with your little ones. Offers a lot of great things. We won't actually be going in because Mortimer is not in fact a real baby who is throwing a real tantrum, but the baby care center is a great resource for parents. It's fully staffed, it's got private nursing rooms, it's open during the park hours, totally complimentary. There are changing rooms, restrooms, a dedicated feeding area if you need to breastfeed. There's a kitchen with a microwave and sink, and there's an on-site shop where you can find things like formula, baby food, juice, diapers, wipes, sunscreen, over-the-counter meds, and clothing. So baby care center is a great option. I'm gonna hang here with Mortimer and see if I can't get him calmed down while you go on a hunt for
more snacks.
something Cheerio-like.
Yeah. Up in the front, I guess.
I don't know that you're gonna have a lot of luck.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have eaten all the Cheerios.
Well, honey, we talked about this, but I guess you forgot. This is my favorite bit. We're doing playing real married people.
And it's funny because I really did eat all the Cheerios.
That part is very
And I really
true.
didn't know we were going to need more Cheerios for
That
Mortimer.
part is very true. The frustration, a funny bit for me. Okay, so I'm leaving the baby care center. I am going to go try to find some snacks. However, I will say the baby care center actually does have snacks. They have some items. They have a lot of over-the-counter medication as well. However, it might be a little bit more expensive, and it might not be exactly what you use for your kiddo. So if you're not super comfortable with having to switch certain brands or maybe paying more than you want to, that's why we think it's always just best to come prepared, because you never really know what's going to be available, what they're going to have until you're actually here and you can see what's in stock for yourself. So we just want to reiterate, come prepared. Alrighty, so I made my way up to Main Street Confectionery. They have a lot of pre-packaged snacks here, something easy that's kind of like a grab and go for kiddos. I'm gonna check it out, see if there's anything that's cereal-like. Honestly, in my memory, there's really not much, but we're gonna figure it out. So there actually are several pre-packaged snacks here in Disney World. They of course have their iconic treats that you can get fresh here, like the Rice Krispies or the caramel apples. They have things like that, but also if your kiddo just likes some comfort foods, they have Skittles, they have Lifesaver gummies, they have chocolate Hershey bars. So things like that, if your kiddo likes those, they do at least have those staple kind of brand names. Now I will say if your kiddo is sensitive to gluten or even GMOs, there are these snacks with characters. They have them throughout different stores and they are allergy friendly for a lot of options. So be aware of these in case you need to. So I can't find anything that is Cheerios-esque. So I think I'm just gonna grab us a cereal bar. In my head, it's cereal, it's sweet. And you know what? Sometimes when you're with your kiddos, you have to make a choice. Candy or meltdown. So we're gonna unfortunately go sugar high. We're gonna pick and choose our battles today and see if he's happy with us. Okay, so we are gonna go find Quincy. Oh, well, just kidding. Quincy's here.
Got him calmed down.
Well, thank you. I got him there's no cereal. I'll just put it this way, I don't know how to break it to you guys. I'm sorry, little friends, there's no cereal. So I got him a Rice Krispie bar. I was thinking, you know, Rice Krispies, cereal. I'm picking and choosing our battle.
Krispies.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know, we're gonna get a sugar rush later, but sometimes
We're just choosing what we need today to get through the day successfully for all of us.
you should too.
Yeah, that's just what you have to do.
Yep.
So,
Disney with
Mortimer,
kids, hard challenge.
please enjoy your Rice Krispie. Now back to the back.
Now
Because
back
Small
to the Small
World.
World, we've got to calm
He's
down.
calm.
Rice Krispie bar, little buddy.
And Small
go.
World. Okay, so we have made our way back here to Fantasyland, and we're headed to It's a Small World. We're really excited about this one. It's a family tradition.
Family tradition.
So we're pretty excited. This is a Disney classic. We think if you're in Disney World and it's the first and maybe only time you'll be here, you should try it to say you did it. It's not, you know, you love it or you hate it, but we think Mortimer is really gonna love it. Now I will say,
We finally got him calmed down.
we finally got him calmed down, and I think this is a great way. He's calm, we can enjoy it. I will say there are some kiddos who actually tend to be scared of the dolls, so we do have some anxiety about that. And if your kiddo has that same fear, don't worry, don't get overwhelmed. It's actually pretty normal, but we think he'll be okay. So here we go. It's a Small World.
There are definitely a few rides that parents have to be kind of wary of, like what your kid can tolerate. Even though Haunted Mansion is a family ride, it's spooky, so if you have a scaredy cat kiddo, they might have trouble. My parents had a ton of anxiety about me being scared on Spaceship Earth when I was little because I was scared of the dark. Still am. And I actually did fine on it. So if when in doubt, I like to recommend watching a ride through with your kid to see if they feel comfortable. And you never know when it's going to be like, they're definitely going to be scared or definitely not going to be scared, but gotta try new things, Morty.
Yeah, gotta try new things, Morty. We also have to put his stroller up, and I forgot that.
We do.
So let's go
Yeah.
put his stroller up. Okay, so we're in line, and actually, we have a dining reservation tonight. We're gonna show Mortimer, you know, a little bit of everything here in Magic Kingdom. We have just enough time before we head over there, and yeah, I'm excited about this.
Hey, Emma.
Don't.
Do you smell that?
No.
I just got a text. Mortimer's pooped.
Well,
And it's a stinker.
it's his first time today.
Yeah, that's true, which is pretty unrealistic.
Yeah, sorry about that, parents.
Yeah, so we are pretty deep in the It's a Small World line. And of course, we don't want Mortimer to get diaper rash, so we're probably not gonna be able to ride a 20-minute boat ride right now, and especially because the smell isn't exactly courteous to the people around us.
Yeah.
So we are gonna take an opportunity to jump out of line when we get one right up here. But that is once again a ride that Mortimer has spoiled for us. Flexibility and patience.
Yeah.
And that also probably means we'll have to wait till after dinner to ride It's a Small World because we do have a dining reservation that we can't move because Mortimer has gone to the bathroom. Now, something to keep in mind is that you can cancel those dining reservations as long as it is before 2 hours in advance of them. So if you do find that your day isn't going as planned with a little kiddo or without, you can cancel that reservation without a fee as long as it's more than 2 hours in advance. There are some exceptions, so just make sure you're reading that cancellation policy when you book. All right, we found an easier path to exit from the ride, and we are headed now to the nearby bathrooms. Now, luckily, we are nearby bathrooms, although pretty much anywhere you are, you should be pretty close to bathrooms. Men and women's bathrooms do have baby changing tables in them. And in select areas, there are family restrooms where you can kind of go in all together if that's a little easier for you. Those are a little harder to find, but they are around. They do actually have some here at the Tangled restrooms. So we're gonna head in, go get Mortimer changed. We're not actually gonna go into the family restroom because what if somebody needs it?
Yeah, we don't really.
We don't actually need it, but we are going to spend our time here waiting while we change Mortimer's diaper, and then it's probably gonna be dinner time. So
Yeah, there's no way we're getting back in line for that.
no,
Not
we
right
will.
now.
We'll have to do it after dinner. Sometimes with a baby, the day's just a slower pace.
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel?
Yeah.
All right, so we're headed towards the front of the park to get to our dining reservation. Mortimer's clean now, but Mortimer, I don't know if you've noticed, he is a doll. And I think it would be a good idea if
Paying attention to where you are.
we said hi to another doll.
Moved.
She's definitely
creeping at
moved.
us.
She's definitely creeping at us. Cynthia, haunted doll. We check on her often. She does move, and whether it's cast members moving her or her moving herself, who knows? But Emma really doesn't like seeing her. But our team did request that you introduce Mortimer to Cynthia.
Oh, is this the new baby? Let me see the baby.
Mortimer, this is your Aunt
Nice to
Cynthia.
meet you,
Aunt?
Mortimer.
Who's is she your sister or mine?
Yours.
She's my sister.
Yeah, look at the hair. You're both redheads.
I don't think she's a redhead.
I think that could be argued.
I could see it being argued, yeah.
Red hair's the sign of the devil.
We don't speak much. This history.
There's history.
I have to leave.
History of a spirit living in her body.
Y'all come back soon now, yeah? Or I'll see you in your nightmares.
All right, now that we've done that, on to dinner. We have made it to our dinner location. Emma and I are headed to Tony, well, and Mortimer. We're all headed to Tony's Town Square for dinner tonight. It is sort of, it's got a reputation as being, I have to go up the ramp. It's got a reputation of being a pretty bad restaurant here in Magic Kingdom, but apparently it's gotten a little better. So we're gonna park our stroller, take Mortimer in, and luckily, I think that he's in a better mood now, and we haven't gotten a text in a bit. So hopefully things will be okay. So we've arrived at dinner with Mortimer. First thing to know about dining with kids is that restaurants do offer high chairs and booster seats. They are first come, first serve. It is very rare that a restaurant runs out, but it is possible. You could bring your own booster seat, although that might be one of those things that it's kind of an overpacking thing to bring in. We are not using a booster seat because we don't want to take one from a family that actually needs it. But in general, it might be worth eating off meal times to make meal times a little less stressful in general. Now, we have gotten our first text, and it is that Mortimer is once again hangry. He's a hangry fella. Maybe it's because he's only had Cheerios and a Rice Krispie treat today. I think we might be bad parents.
Don't say that. We're doing our best.
We're doing our best. One really big tip that a lot of parents agree on in Disney World is that it's probably a good idea to have a parent that is willing and able to step out while you wait for food at the meal to look at the flowers or look at the boats go by, because that can really help pass the time for a toddler who's a little too young to do anything else while waiting at the table. Mortimer, I think we're going to be able to stay inside, but we might hear from our producers that his tantrum gets a little too much and one of us has to step out with him. Also, we are doing a full review of Tony's, so if you're interested, keep an eye out on the channel for that coming soon. Now, another thing to keep in mind, when your kid is hangry, you likely will be too, and this might be one of the biggest challenges of traveling with kids. That can mean that your kid's bad mood will be playing right alongside yours, and there might be some disagreements among the parents too. You've seen Emma and I fight today about my situation with the Cheerios. We can tell you all we want to try to keep a positive attitude, and that's true, you should, but it's not always possible. Sometimes arguments will flare up, especially when the whole family is around, so take a breather if you need to, and remember, snacks are a great preventative of hanger for the kiddo and for the parents. Just about made it through dinner, and Emma, I got a text.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. Mortimer, despite eating, he's getting a little restless. We've been at the table too long. I'll take him out. You can finish up and pay. You take this one. I'll take Mortimer outside. You can pay for dinner.
Typical of her.
All right, Morty has gotten a little restless, but we came out to look at the flowers. There are some very pretty flowers. Morty loves flowers. It's one thing I know about Morty. Look at the flowers, Morty. So we're just gonna wait out here for Mom to come out after she's done paying the bill.
The bill's paid, no thanks to you.
All right, we've got a couple more things to take care of. We have to go right into Small World because we didn't get to earlier. And Morty's also been talking an awful lot about meeting his friend Mickey. They look alike, so we're gonna see if we can't do that. Maybe catch a show before heading out, but as you can see, it's getting pretty late. Much slower pace with some of the challenges Morty has thrown at us, so we'll see with the rest of the challenges if we're able to get through everything. All right, I got a text that Mortimer has lost one shoe again.
How?
So I'm just gonna go look for it.
Okay.
I guess. So one thing to know, if you've got a kiddo who loses a shoe or anything else, go ahead and retrace your steps. It might have been recent. One thing that we know from cast members on our team is that cast members will sometimes place lost items on trash cans and give it a few minutes to see if parents come by and pick those things up before they take them to lost and found. If you retrace your steps, ask some cast members, and you can't find your item, go ahead and do a lost and found report. You can do this online or through the My Disney Experience app or just by visiting guest services, and often your item will be returned to you. The other awesome thing is that it's all done online, so when your item is found, you will get a message an email that your item was found, and you get to opt into what you would like to do with it, whether it's have it shipped to you or have you come pick it up. We are experiencing the challenge of a pre-fireworks Main Street navigation with a stroller. And we have a pretty small stroller, but does make it a little more difficult.
Yeah, you could say that again.
It does make it a little more difficult.
You could say that.
So we did just arrive to see that all of Fantasyland is closed tonight for fireworks, which there were signs for earlier, so we should have remembered.
You didn't think that through, though.
Yeah,
I really didn't.
it's because it's pretty windy tonight, and they still want to put on the fireworks show so that people can see it. So they've just closed a larger area so that the fireworks fallout has a larger area to happen, so that everybody's safe. So that's what's happening, which means we are unable to ride It's a Small World, and Morty is definitely not going to make it past the fireworks show. He's very tired, as you can see.
He had a day.
So we are unable to do It's a Small World, and actually we were going to do Mickey's PhilharMagic as well. A couple of tips there we'll just share since we're not able to do that. While we head to a different stop, because Morty has been begging to meet Mickey Mouse.
So
and Morty was not begging to see It's a Small World, so you don't have to deal with a meltdown here, luckily. Although that might happen too. It's important to talk to your kids also about things not always going to plan, because that will very much be the case in Disney World. And if you tell them like 100% you are definitely going to do this, they could end up really disappointed. It could end in an emotional meltdown. Which is why I think it's important to talk to them too about the possibility of stuff not working out, or like use language like, we'll try to do this. I've heard a lot of parents share sort of advice like that, and I think that's a really good one to think about.
I will also say, when we were growing up, our parents had us pick 3 things we absolutely wanted to prioritize as kids, so that way if we didn't have as much time or maybe not as much availability, we were able to aim for those specific things and maybe not everything.
That's actually one of my favorite tips that we still do to this day when my family comes, and even when we plan perfect days here with the people in our cast. Like, we will talk about what our 3 priorities are for a perfect day and make sure those get done, and then have some, if there's time, thoughts as well. Definitely great to do with kids, and especially when the day takes a whole lot longer because you're with a little one who is going to have a little more struggles than a grown-up. So one thing, just to wrap up our thoughts on It's a Small World, is that you really never know when your kid is going to need to use the restroom. One thing that a lot of parents recommend is when one person goes, everybody goes. And that's just a great rule to make sure no one has to use the bathroom super badly in line, including those little ones. Of course, you can't always do that with diaper age kiddos, but that's just when you never know what will happen. There is no official policy for being able to return to a line after you need to leave for your kid to go to the bathroom, so never assume that you will be able to. In most cases, you will not be able to, and you'll have to wait in the line from scratch. So that's just a reality of things, unfortunately. If you have one adult in your party who can leave with the bathroom needer and others that can stay with everybody else, then that works great. And then maybe that person just misses out on the ride so that everybody doesn't have to. Another thing to note is that shows can be challenging with babies, especially longer ones. There are shorter shows like Mickey's PhilharMagic and Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor that are only about an hour long that kids can often make it through. But with shows that might be 20 minutes like Carousel of Progress or Hall of Presidents, your kid might get upset during it. And if that happens, just know you can leave the theaters. Those doors do look closed, and it seems sometimes like you can't push through them. You can. If you've got a crying baby, feel free to exit through the exit doors and take your baby outside to calm them down. Parents, I know that you've dealt with a crying baby in a public space. It can be super uncomfortable. I totally understand that. Have done the exact same bringing babies to Disney World before, so just know you can leave if you're feeling uncomfortable, whether it's a restaurant, a ride line, or a show theater. All right, we're taking Morty in to meet Mickey. He's been talking about it nonstop, so hopefully he doesn't get scared of him, because I know that happens. The Mickey Meet and Greet is located right near where we had dinner. Backstage magic with Mickey Mouse. We did a little bit of a loop here. But you can meet him here, and he's in a cute little magician's outfit. Well, we got a text that as soon as Morty laid eyes on Mickey, he got really, really scared of him. So Mom is meeting Mickey while we take Morty outside. This is definitely something that can certainly happen. Your kid might really be excited to meet these characters, and then when the reality is facing them of a giant Mickey, meeting your idols can be scary and they can get really scared. One thing that a lot of parents recommend is taking your kids to meet other characters at home. you know, make sure they've met Santa, or take them to Chuck E. Cheese or the Easter Bunny and see how they react to that. Because then maybe you don't wait in a 45-minute line to meet Mickey Mouse, only to find out that your kiddo is petrified of meeting Mickey Mouse, which can be heartbreaking, because I know that I really look forward to taking little ones to meet Mickey, and it would be sad to me if they got as scared as Morty did here. But I think we still had a pretty good day. We did a day with Morty.
Day with our son.
Definitely very different from our typical AllEars day.
Significantly different. My checklist was left unchecked.
Yeah,
it felt
for
like,
sure.
and that's okay.
I
it was
made
just
some
different.
seriously good memories, though.
Yeah,
and if Morty
absolutely.
were a real child, I think they would have been even better memories.
Yeah, if he could talk.
Oh boy,
My
the
goodness,
stories
the
he would
stories
tell.
he'd tell.
We definitely have all the respect in the world for parents.
Oh my goodness,
and bringing kiddos to Disney World is no easy task. We've done it. We know how challenging it is. So hopefully this video was helpful, and hopefully it brought you some joy watching us push Morty around in a dragon-themed stroller.
And I will also say, we both know that this is nothing compared to bringing an actual child to Disney and traveling and going through all the motions. This is more of a situational and how do you handle it.
Yeah.
Like she said, utmost respect for parents.
Yep.
I watched you guys do it. I have tried to do it as like a cousin-aunt situation, and even that is crazy difficult.
It's
So
a challenge.
Kudos to you guys who managed to do it for one day, let alone like 7 to 14. That's
Yep.
crazy. You guys are awesome.
And then go home and keep doing it just at home.
Because you're parents.
Because you're parents, it's a full-time job.
We're so proud of you.
Of course, every Disney trip with kids is different as well. So you might not run into any of the issues that we ran into today. You might run into every single one of the issues we ran into today.
And maybe even some more that we forgot to mention somehow.
Yep. So let us know in the comments your best Disney World tips for traveling with kids. You never know who you might help out. Somebody else in the audience could have that very problem and have it solved because you answered in the comments.
Also, make sure to keep reading the AllEars.net blog, because we have a ton of moms on our writing staff as well as our reporting staff, and fathers too, and they have lots of great tips and tricks that maybe we didn't mention today.
Yep. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now go check out Fry Bucket's challenge, where she tries to ride every ride in Disney World in just 2 days.
That's something you can't do with a baby.
No, absolutely not. We'll see you there though.
Bye.